Sometimes the biggest victories aren't written on the scoreboard. Sometimes they're written in the hearts of millions who refuse to let a single defeat define a champion's legacy. Alex Eala walked off center court without the win she dreamed of, but something extraordinary happened as she turned to leave. The crowd erupted not in disappointment, but in thunderous appreciation. This is the story of a young woman who lost a tennis match but won something far more valuable: the unwavering love and respect of an entire nation. This is the story of how a 21-year-old Filipina turned Wimbledon into her home and how defeat became her greatest victory. The pressure was immense. Alex Eala stepped onto center court at Wimbledon, the most hallowed ground in tennis, carrying not just her own dreams, but the hopes of over 120 million Filipinos watching from halfway across the world. Just 2 days earlier, she had achieved the unthinkable, defeating the defending champion and world number 3 Iga Swiatek in a stunning 7-6, 9-6-2 victory that sent shockwaves through the tennis world. That win made her the first player from the Philippines to reach the 4th round of a Grand Slam in the Open era. But now, facing the experienced 13th seed Jasmine Paolini, a Wimbledon finalist in 2024, Eala knew the hardest battle was yet to come. The weight of history rested on her shoulders. Back home, the Philippine Sports Commission had organized public watch parties at the Phil Sports Arena in Pasig City, where hundreds of fans gathered, waving Philippine flags and cheering every point. Sports bars across Metro Manila were packed, and in some venues, her match drew more attention than simultaneous FIFA World Cup broadcasts. The entire nation had stopped. Schools, offices, and homes tuned in to witness history unfold. This was no longer just a tennis match. It was a moment of national pride, a chance for a basketball-crazed nation to believe in something new. And in the center of it all stood Alex Eala, just 21 years old, trying to keep her composure while millions held their breath with every swing of her racket. From the very first point, it was clear that this would be a war of attrition. Eala made a nervous start, her first service game beginning with a double fault. Her normally reliable serve, which had carried her through the tournament, was misfiring, clocking in at around 70 and 80 miles per hour and finding the box only about 50% of the time. Paolini, a gritty and resilient Italian, capitalized immediately, breaking Eala's serve to take a commanding 4-1 lead in the opening set. But Eala refused to fold. She fought back, breaking Paolini to reduce the deficit to 5-4. However, Paolini responded with devastating efficiency, breaking Eala once more to seal the first set 6-4. The second set was a different story. Eala came out aggressively, immediately putting pressure on Paolini's serve. She secured a break to move ahead 2-1, and although Paolini broke straight back, Eala remained relentless. With the crowd roaring, "Let's go, Alex," she broke again to take a 4-3 lead and held her nerve to force a deciding set. Center court erupted. The match was now a one-set shootout, and Eala had proven that she belonged on this stage. The rallies became longer, more punishing, with both players trading blows from the baseline. At 3-4 down in the final set, disaster struck. A double fault at precisely the wrong moment handed Paolini the crucial break. Eala fought desperately to recover, but Paolini held firm, serving out the match after 2 hours and 22 minutes of grueling tennis. As the final point landed wide and Paolini raised her arms in victory, something remarkable happened. Instead of silence or disappointment, center court rose to its feet. The crowd, which had been packed with Filipino supporters waving their national flag, gave Alex Eala a standing ovation. It wasn't just polite applause. It was a thunderous, heartfelt tribute to a young woman who had given everything she had. This was not the reaction of a crowd mourning a defeat. This was the reaction of a crowd celebrating a warrior. Eala, visibly emotional, walked off the court with her hands shaped into a heart, a simple gesture of gratitude to the people who had believed in her. Later, in her post-match press conference, she reflected on the journey. "I gave everything that I could. I did everything that I could do today, so I'm proud of that." She acknowledged her shortcomings, particularly with her serve, but refused to let the defeat define her. Everyone has days where they don't play their best tennis. "I understand, that's part of the job. I don't think I'm going to be playing the best tennis of my life every single day. Her humility and grace in defeat won over even more hearts. The Rafa Nadal Academy, where Eala has trained since she was 13, posted a tribute. "So proud of you, Alexandra Eala. Keep shining. The best is yet to come. Vamos." Tennis legend Billie Jean King also took notice of her incredible run. In that moment, Eala wasn't just a tennis player who had lost. She was an icon who had inspired millions. Back in the Philippines, the reaction was overwhelming. Despite the loss, fans celebrated Eala's historic campaign with pride and joy. "She's like a ray of hope for the Philippines," said fan Roberto Ocampo Jr. at Wimbledon, "especially at her age. She made history. That's one thing that we can tell to the next generation." The sentiment was echoed across the country. For a nation that is traditionally basketball-crazed, Alex Eala had done the impossible. She had turned a country of basketball believers into tennis enthusiasts. Alex Eala has changed Philippine tennis forever by proving that our players can compete and win against the absolute best in the world, said Mark Ordonez, a tennis enthusiast who organizes community tournaments in Manila. Eala herself spoke about the unique bond she shares with her supporters. "We're very proud of where we come from. We have a very strong sense of community. You can see it when someone does well. We're a community that uplifts each other." Her journey resonated deeply with Filipinos because it reminded them of the legendary boxing icon Manny Pacquiao. "When he would have fights, it would really be like holidays in the Philippines," Eala said earlier in the tournament. "We would gather and we would watch his fights. People would go off work. It would really be an event." Now, Eala was experiencing that same phenomenon herself. In some venues, her matches drew more attention than simultaneous World Cup broadcasts. Filipino fans, known for their passionate support, had found a new hero to rally behind. What makes Alex Eala's story so powerful is not just her talent on the court, but the character she displays in every moment, win or lose. At just 21 years old, she has already achieved more than most athletes dream of in a lifetime. She reached the Miami Open semifinals in March 2025, climbed to a career-high world ranking of number 28, and now she has become the first Filipino to reach the fourth round of Wimbledon. But her greatest achievement may be the inspiration she has sparked in a generation of young Filipinos. "I felt her win allowed us to believe in our sports heroes again, that we can win and dominate in a sport we haven't traditionally excelled in," said Kuya Barong, a superfan known for wearing a traditional barong at sporting events. Eala's impact extends far beyond tennis. She has shown that with hard work, dedication, and an unwavering belief in oneself, anything is possible. She has proven that defeat is not the end. It is simply another step on the journey to greatness. As she said after her loss, "With that being said, I'm really proud of how I handled things. I think I just have to kind of move forward and continue with my progress." Her Wimbledon run may have ended, but her legacy is just beginning. The love shown by fans, the standing ovation, and the outpouring of support prove that she has already earned something priceless: the hearts of millions. Alex Eala lost the match, but in the eyes of the world, she emerged as the real winner. If you enjoyed this latest tennis update and want to stay ahead of the biggest stories in the world, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to World Zone right now. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss a moment of the action. See you in the next video.